Hey.
I can't get you out of my head.
Hey.
Chasing you, I'm being misled. And chilling with you, fucking on my bread. I knew I should've left your bed. 2 years later, don't know how to feel. 2 years later, don't know if it's real. This ain't even funny, man, I'm looking like a dummy. Shit, the sky blue, and you know it's not sunny. But summer came, man, summer went, yeah. I know you wanna be my best friend. Things been on my mind, and I can do this all the time. You killing me, or you killing me, baby. Driving around in a brand new Mercedes. All I ask is for you to be honest, and you couldn't even be fucking honest. You lost my respect, yeah, you lost my respect, yeah. Thinking of me on your own, but I was incorrect, yeah. You lost my respect, yeah, you lost my affection. I don't know what's next, but you lost my affection. I'm so lost cause you left by my side, all the tears and the nigga tryna hide, bury my trust cause
y'all know what we had to do, man. Y'all know what we had to do, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a family and a gang. Y'all know what I'm saying? You know the vibes. You know what it is. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. We're here to change your perspective. So y'all know what it is, man. I got my brothers with me. Y'all know how to get them with me. So
this sandbox was how early?
This is sandbox. This is I feel day one, and day one starts from day one. You see what I'm saying? I told my right hand they never left me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you how I get down. You know what I'm saying? Literally. You know what I'm saying? So I got my brothers with me. I feel like we should do a quick introduction. Deuce, I feel like, you started off, show them how we do. Yeah, yes, Lord.
For another episode. Happy to have this much people come through and give a perspective to y'all, bro.
For sure.
An interesting perspective. I know each one of these brothers personally. Yeah, so I'm excited, bro. Let's get to it.
All right, so Luke.
Who's standing beside me?
My name's Lucas.
Talk to
I
him.
go by Curly.
Jeez.
What I do music as a passion, and I do trading as a career.
Y'all know me, but if you don't, you know what I'm saying, get well acquainted. Roman, love football, poetry, family. That's definitely me, and another host of the Perspective Podcast. Come on now.
Talk heavy.
I'm in a quotation.
Mr. R&B.
AKA Captain.
Yeah. Leave the Morgan empty.
Yes,
Come on now, man. I'm the music guy.
So
Producing, writing, engineering, all of that. And football. Just music and football. That's me, man. So.
Sell free or you're drowning. Stop playing with them.
Talk heavy.
You know how we do. Talk to them.
And I mean, you might have seen me last time.
He's back.
It's Naheem. They call me Worthy. Retired big back. Songwriter, producer.
Yes, sir.
Beat maker.
Yeah.
In-house Kanye.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Literally, though.
Primetime player, you know what I'm saying? Just,
That boy gonna
Producing-
steal your girl.
Producing hits.
Producing hits,
One movie, like out now.
It's all heavy. Sailor's Avenue. Yeah. Drip, don't drown. Drip, don't drown.
Drip, don't drown.
I'm trying to tell you, man. We got my brothers with me. I think it was super important to take our time with this episode because I do feel like it's so important, the conversation that we wanted to have, that we have so many times amongst ourselves. We started Perspective Podcast simply to have a conversation, simply to have new perspectives kind of come together and bring a new conversation to the forefront. And so I value every one of your opinions. I know that every one of you guys are going to say something profound and something crazy at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So I just appreciate you guys for just being here. And for us to just get into it, I know you got a lot of questions.
I just got one open question.
Talk to him, please.
I just want to know where y'all niggas at right now in your life. Are you looking? Do you feel like it's just gonna come when it comes? I'm talking about relationship, of course. Like, do you think it's just gonna come when it comes? Or are you looking? Are you actively saying no? What's your relationship right now with what's your relationship with relationships? So that's gonna be.
What's your relationship with relationships?
Clip that.
That's good.
How you gonna start with that?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I like it. Jeez, it's. Yeah. It's gonna be one of those episodes. Okay, all right.
Deep. I didn't realize we were getting this deep.
All right then.
I think. I think my relationship with relationship is healing. Finding
Facts.
healing in my own relationships, my own day-to-day relationships,
Facts.
because I feel like when you only think about relationships romantically, you lose sight of yourself. And so the biggest thing this year for me was to learn me and have a relationship and a deep relationship with myself. And so that is my relationship with relationship. Finding me and finding the beauty in being not only by myself or around myself or my own company, but finding the beauty in loving the world around me through first loving and pouring into me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We pretty much go through the same stuff.
You know what I'm saying? That's my
Literally,
brother
we go
right
through
there.
the same
Stop
stuff at the
playing
same
with him.
time.
You know what I'm saying?
I think this past year I really learned more about myself. I learned that I really love my space, bro. Until I really started spending time alone, I really love my space. And it's necessary to like spend time with yourself, because bro, like when you're so into the crowd, when you're always in mix up and you're not really hearing your own thoughts. Problems, you know what I mean? Always outside, always you're not really hearing God, bro. You're always hearing different voices, and when you're by yourself, God is speaking to you. He's showing you, you do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? So spending time alone, I'm very career focused right now. I'm not really trying to get into no relationships, you know. Trying to you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like if I find somebody worth keeping, most def I would look into that and try to start something. But
The healthy way.
the healthy way,
The healthy way.
I gotta heal first before I get into anything else.
It's awesome.
I feel like I carry definitely the same sentiment. I mean, you guys know, as of recent, some very, very interesting things that I've gotten out of.
Crash out.
Absolute crash out. And we live and learn, you know what I mean? And at the same token, like, it's no ill feelings towards nobody, you know what I mean? Because where there was love, you know what I'm saying? For me, I definitely got a wake up call, and speaking to all of you guys really helps me, speaking to just my people around me. And really realizing like, when I put my all into somebody, I put my all into somebody and I lose sight of myself. And it's like, I get to a point where I don't even think about myself. You know what I mean? And you guys know me, I'm a relationship type of guy, you know what I'm saying? So that's a fact. So nowadays I just been career focused, but like isolated on my own, and I think Curly could relate to it. Like I'm not even entertaining nothing, you know what I mean? I'm just focused on my self goals, self-healing, my relationship with God, my relationship with myself, and prioritizing myself amongst myself, my family, discipline, a huge thing that not a lot of people have, you know what I mean? And disciplining yourself, especially being put in a position where like, we have our music thing going on, and it's like, I need to make sure that I do what I need to do to have things lined up for projects that I have to accomplish for myself, for this guy, for the team, you know what I mean? And taking responsibility of your own schedule when it's not being, held accountable by somebody else requires so much discipline, and not having all of the other distractions. I'm not saying a relationship is a distraction. A healthy relationship isn't. It helps. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
But you know what I mean? Not having to have that responsibility definitely helps, but also puts a lot more pressure and forces you to be realistic with the love that you have for yourself. So that's where I'm at right now.
That's my boy right there. Stop playing.
That's it.
I don't know where to start. Like, there's a lot that comes with it, you know. Like if you can't love yourself, how can you love someone else? If you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of someone else? So everything just comes down to you, and who you're with is a reflection of you. So the more you settle for less, the more you're gonna deserve less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you think you deserve more, then go for more. Stop settling for less. You know, you're with people that you know that you can grow with, and you're with people that you know that's gonna anchor you down. So the choice comes down to you. You could give people chance after chance, but at the end of the day, there's so many times you could give a chance to disrespect. You know?
That boy talking, man. That boy talking.
I just see a lot of the times where we all do this and no one's perfect, where we give the same people multiple chances.
Yeah.
We meet someone new, but we see the red flags and we don't acknowledge them.
Yeah.
A lot of the time for us, man, I'm gonna say it is lust. It's straight sex, it's straight looks, it's straight attractiveness. That's how we start.
He's right, though.
Next day, the podcast.
Yeah, wait a second. Hey, cut that part out. Cut that part out.
This shit is raw.
You know what I mean? That's what holds us back. Right? It holds us back from really emotionally
Lustful
connecting.
mindset,
Like that show, Too Hot to Handle. It's a show that's entertaining.
Oh my
but
gosh.
if you really pay attention to the
Montego.
emotional aspect, that Spanish one.
Oh, yo, listen. Hey, listen. I had to stop watching that.
But that show teaches how important emotional, connection actually is compared to lust and giving in, because that's gonna happen regardless. Us men, we just want to be competitive in the bed. We just want the girl to know you're getting no better dick than this. That is our ultimate goal as a man when we don't think about emotions. Our main priority in a relationship is just making sure we dick down our shorty the best she'll ever get, so she never goes running back anywhere else.
Making sure we're the best option.
That's our goal.
Best
You know what I mean? Right?
Get this work.
It really just comes down to you as a person and you being the man you want to be to really accept the type of wife you want to be with. So you just gotta really be honest with yourself and who you pick, and then that's the reality. You're settling for less, you deserve less, and don't ask for more.
Let me add on to that. Just a quick tidbit. Energy is a very important thing.
Facts.
Energy is a very important thing.
Facts.
Let me just say that again.
Nigga, talk to them.
Hey, listen. Nah, like real talk. Like where you put your energy, and we were talking about this the other day. Where you put your energy is so important. People could drain your energy, and they might not even be trying to. You know what I mean? But people could drain your energy and leave you not being able to put that same energy back into yourself or into the things that you need to do.
Depleted.
Right? Yeah. And the reason why I brought that up is because we're talking about the lust thing, we're talking about the sex thing, we're talking about all of that, right? That takes out a lot of energy. I'm not talking about literally, I'm talking about like emotionally, spiritually, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about that literally because niggas got stamina over here, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, spiritually and emotionally, it takes out a lot of energy. And you don't want to have any type of ties to somebody spiritually that doesn't have good energy. And that is important. Right. We overlook that so much because, as men, we are very lust driven. But that's something that we need to remember before, we
work on.
Exactly.
I think it's the honesty though.
Yes.
When you're honest in your relationship and you're honest with your partner, then it's like you could be like, babe, like I'm struggling with this. I'm going through this. This is a hard point for me. This is a place of contention for me. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like I know my desires. I've spent the time learning, loving, having a relationship with myself that I know that this is gonna be the problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm really working on this. I'm fighting. I'm wringing out this demon in my life. But I'm trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? And being very honest. Like, this is where I'm vulnerable. This is where I'm weak. This is where I need you. Yeah. I think when you think of a partner, it isn't this whole 50-50 conversation. I kind of kibosh it with the fact of I think we're supposed to hold each other up. And that doesn't mean that I lack in areas. I've come to the table 100%. You've come to the table 100%.
Yeah.
Or a lot more healed than we come to the table. Yeah. I'm not looking for you to fix me the same way I'm not looking to have somebody that's broken. Yeah. I want both of us to come to a place where we're healed and can move into the next generation or the next place that God has in store for us. You know what I'm saying?
Based on that, I have a question then. So are you looking for a girl that is healed, or you're looking for a person that's just willing to go on the journey? Like, what is the thought process?
Realistically, nobody is 100% healed. Nobody is 100% healed. And the reason why the reason why that's the case is because you can't tell what will happen in your life in the future that might put you on a pivot from where it is that you're going. You know what I mean?
Like something that will reveal a crack.
Yeah, exactly. Or something that will crack you even more. You know what I mean? Or something that will reveal, like, you know when you put on hand sanitizer, you don't know you have a cut? And you feel a burn?
And you didn't know that was there.
And you didn't know that was there. Yeah. Exactly.
This guy is spit.
It's what I do. It's what I do.
That wordsmith.
It's what I do.
But you're right. You're right.
I think to add on to honesty,
yes,
is comprehension.
Yes.
So understanding what comes with what I just was honest about.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just look, babe, this is what I'm struggling with. This you have to understand. There's the good and the bad that comes with this.
Yes.
You have to understand. Obviously, there's gonna be good. There's gonna be bad, but you have to really understand the bad to understand that you know what, this is worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm looking, obviously, like I said, I'm career based. What I'm looking for is someone who thinks I'm worth it, bro. Who I'm worth going through this journey with. Who, because it's not gonna be easy. Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect. I'm not perfect. She's not perfect, but we're perfect for each other. You know what I'm saying?
So like emotional resilience is what you're looking for.
Exactly. Emotional resilience,
that's heavy.
A consistency, not.
You're struggling.
But you know what? You said something important. The comprehension. I was talking to my boy Adrian yesterday about this. People say communication is key, but without comprehension, communication is dead.
That doesn't make
you don't get nowhere unless you can understand what the other person is saying and they can understand what you're saying. And within doing that, it takes a lot of strength and consistency and determination because not everybody speaks the same language. You gotta want to understand what this person is saying, where they're coming from, in order to really be able to communicate.
You know what's the crazy thing about that? That's where emotional intelligence kicks in.
Exactly.
And not everybody has that.
I don't know if you guys have tuned into our last episode about emotional intelligence. Second last episode. 2 episodes ago. Where we literally spoke about, I think emotional intelligence is your capacity.
Yes.
I think where we think about emotional intelligence, it's the bandwidth that I have. So it doesn't mean that every day I'm coming to you healed, but it's saying that I know where my levels are. So I know today is a day, man, I'm 10%. Like, say something, I'm popping off. Like, because I know that about me and where I am in the space that I'm at. And I have I'm not ignorant to it. Then I have the intelligence to know this is not a space I need to be in. Well, she wants to pop on me today. I can't do it, not today. You know what I'm saying? Today's
it's awareness.
Awareness and understanding of you, of self, and your emotions, and keeping it in track. Because we also talked about I like getting it confused of feeling like emotional intelligence is just somebody can't rattle you out of your cage or get you out your body. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's so much further than that in saying that it is the capacity that we have. It's the jug that we have that are how filled are we today? Where are we? Nobody.
But you have to be willing
to go through the
emotional resilience. Be willing to put up with it.
The thing about emotional intelligence is not just understanding yourself, but understanding the other person too.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you come home and you understand that you can see your shorty is like she's pissed or whatever, you know what I mean? You know, women, they're not gonna be like, oh, this is what I'm mad about it. They're just gonna be acting out. You know what I mean? So it's like, so it's like literally me just seeing you in that state. It's like, all right, you know what? Without even telling her, I'm gonna just go run some bath water. I'm gonna just, that's just understanding. You know what? I see you're in a bad space right now.
Just knowing your woman.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I see you're in a bad space right now. I'm gonna do this for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not just understanding yourself. You gotta vividly understand the other person.
So. She comes home from a long day at work. Okay, tell me what's happening. The thing that I had trouble with in one relationship, it was very difficult because it's like we're both working at the same time and I'm not always able to really take in everything, is the active listening. If she's telling you something, you gotta be able to realize exactly what she's saying and pay attention to the details. It's very difficult to do that. If you're not able to do that, you gotta be aware and just be like, hey, like, let's wait to talk about this until I'm ready. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to pick up everything. And then that's going to cause trouble because you're going to be like, okay, so what did I just say? You know what I mean? Because I've had that happen.
That's the thing about being in a relationship, fam. You have to listen, fam. Because women don't communicate like this. They communicate like this. So it's like they want to know that you're listening so that you can move in certain ways that you just do it without even saying it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We communicate differently.
And
I think once you understand that, or you have understanding of that, then you might not get as frustrated. You're not quick to anger. You're not quick to because it's like, yo, we just communicate different. Yeah. So like, I got that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta worry. But she just might not know. So her communication is she needs to feel safe. Yeah. She needs to understand that it's like, yo, we got this. Like, I can sit back. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes it takes having those conversations. Yeah. And I think just being honest and saying, bro, like, this is my capacity. This is where I'm at. Yeah. This is what I'm struggling with. Yeah. If I'm, like you said, active listening. Active listening for me is like, I don't really, but having that and learning through that muscle, going through therapy, so things like that, man. Relationships are a mirror of yourself.
Shout out to therapy, by the way.
Therapy's big.
I've been, and okay, I'll put an asterisk beside that, just because like going to Western therapy is a little bit difficult because depending on who you're with, they will center around you and empower you, but not in a active way, like not in a productive way. They'll just be like, oh, tell you what you want to hear. But therapy really helps when you're able to, and also you need to be honest with yourself and honest with what you're presenting, everything that's going on, and then be okay with the constructive criticism, to be, let known about yourself. That has happened to me like a couple of times, the last couple of times that I went, and I was just like, whoa, like, yeah, nah. I mean, I knew that I had stuff to work on, but I got some shit to work on.
But that's why I say therapy is your mirror. Yes. Not even therapy, relationships is a mirror. Relationships is that
people
thing.
You attract.
The person that you attract and you are with, if you really spend the time to understand them, it is literally like you are looking at yourself. You see things in yourself from being with somebody that pulls that out of you, the greatness.
Yeah.
So, please, sorry, just to ask a question based on that. When do you know that it's time to give up on that other side of yourself? Like, because you guys have all been in relationships, all been outside of relationships, and it ended. Yeah. When does it, like, the road we're on has reached?
Like, you mean,
conclusion.
Because like with the person?
With the person, I mean,
that's difficult.
It's different between, depending on the person, it switches.
But when do you know that it's over?
I think when you tried everything and they're becoming more of a burden than an asset.
Yeah.
More of a liability than an
asset. Say goodbye.
Sometimes you gotta choose.
You have to choose you, bro. Literally.
Every time.
Literally, bro.
Yo.
Listen,
man. I can't say that in good faith.
Listen,
it's difficult.
It's difficult to choose yourself when you care for someone else.
You know what the problem is? When you it's getting comfortable.
Yeah. My gosh.
When you're comfortable with all the emotions that come with it, right? So you might be comfortable with feeling depressed, or you might be comfortable with feeling alone. Right? You know what I'm saying? In that relationship.
Yes.
So choosing you really is not an easy thing to do.
It is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not.
Sometimes because you feel like you're a man, you're supposed to put your feelings to the side and only worry about her. So as long as she's happy in the relationship, we're good. But I'm
no one's perfect, right? So I get it, but I think the relationship always needs to be a priority, regardless of anything.
Yes.
Family can get in the way of it, career can get in the way of it, that's cool, but anything else, if our relationship is no longer priority, and we're feeling like emotionally drained, we're feeling like we're constantly putting in more effort, even if they feel like they are from their end, but it's just because your needs aren't being met, see if maybe her needs aren't being met, but if it's not going the way it's supposed to go, then it's just like, you're either going to resent yourself if you don't make the hard choice, or it's just going to end bad, like, you got it.
The point that when I get to a certain point in a relationship that makes me start thinking I should leave is that, like, how can we be sitting on the couch right beside each other but we feel so far apart from each other at the same time?
That's a bar. Save that. That's a bar. Save that for like,
so how can we be sitting right beside each other but still feel. Wait, what did I say? I said it once. You gotta rewind. But literally, how can we be sitting right beside each other but feel so far apart? You know what I mean? That's what makes me think. I'm like, shit. Like, is this really for me? Like,
and on that note, for that bar, please go and check out Tayshawn's Spotify.
Stream the boy.
But don't you ever feel like you want to go back and tell your kids that like how much you and your wife has made it
for the story?
Like, imagine like you guys.
For sure.
Does that ever hold you back? Or, like, you're at this stage with this shorty, and then you just think about, imagine you guys do work through this, and then you can tell your kids and then look back on it and say,
can I tell you though? I think every relationship, because no relationship is perfect, there's always gonna be a story.
There's definitely gonna be a story.
That journey. That good story, that good tell.
Because I know that holds a lot of people back, just that thought in itself.
But I mean, my kids are gonna know the good, the bad, the ugly. They're gonna know the unfiltered version. They're gonna know where I messed up. They're gonna know where I triumphed, where I did better. To try to be with somebody because we have a long story or a long history, and it's so beautiful because we've been through all this. We gotta stay together. It puts you in a space of toxicity where it's like we might not be good for each other. You might not feed my soul, but because we got this time and energy, it's like you're not a bad person.
You know the crazy thing? Not meant for you, and you just might not be meant for me. Simple as that. Or at least right now.
You know what the crazy thing is too? Is that like choosing you, obviously, like sometimes you feel bad for doing it because it's a selfish act. You know? But sometimes it's good to be selfish. You know what I mean? But the crazy thing is you're always gonna be a villain in someone's story.
100%.
Yeah, crazy work.
Yeah, and I hate that. I personally hate that because I've never.
Roman said I'll leave today. He said
I'm okay to be the villain. You gotta be.
No, I'm
everybody's Superman.
I've warmed up to it. I've warmed up.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to save everybody, man. You gotta know that.
True. I've definitely had issues with that before, and like I'm warming up to it because I understand, like, at the end of the day you can't make everybody happy, but like maybe not this past one because I understand that I had to, you know what I mean, but the one before that, it's still kind of like I still think about it where it's just like I did end up choosing myself at the end of the day, and it's just like there's still a guilt there because it's like I know what that person was going through. I know everything that was happening around that in terms of her life. I know, but it's difficult.
That's not on you,
I know, but with the way that I love, I'm a caretaker. You know what I mean? I want to.
You gotta care for you though.
That's fair.
You love Shorty, but you gotta take care of you.
But do you think you did your part as a man for her when she was going through that?
Did you do your part for you?
I tried the best I could.
Let me ask you this:
your part as a man, your responsibility for the relationship during that time. You have nothing to worry about.
Let me ask you this: when you left, how much weight was off your shoulders?
Like 4 tons in that
Did you feel a ton of weight come off your shoulders?
Nigga took a cruise ship off of it. I'm trying to tell you.
It did, but it didn't. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I think the more difficult part about it is, and for some people it's not difficult. For some situations it's not difficult. But in that particular situation, it's just like I still have care for that person, and I want them to do good, and I know what they're going through, and I want them to be outside of that. You know what I mean? Like, I still kind of feel bad that I couldn't help out. You know what I mean? To the best, like,
you know what? And that's the biggest thing. When you're in love with the right person, I think it makes you do things. People say you're crazy in love, but it makes you do things out of character, out of body, or this might not be what's normal to you, and that's not a bad thing. That's how you love. You know what I'm saying? And relationships are supposed to be your point to be vulnerable, to enjoy the experience, to have the experience. There's a reason why relationships are difficult. It's not easy for a reason, and even in the good times, enjoy the good times, and the bad times, enjoy the bad times. That's the beauty of the journey. You know what I mean? It is a marathon, and the marathon will continue. So it's up to you to decide how you want to see.
TMC.
RIP.
But just understanding that it's up to you to decide where your relationship is currently, where it is going, future tense, and how you deal with their past relationships that could affect your future.
Yeah, okay, that's the next topic. Like,
but so what I wanted to, I think we should even do a part 2 and really just talk about relationships internally. Like have that conversation with just us. Because I think so many times we lose ourselves in relationships for someone else.
Yeah.
What's our relationship with ourselves?
Yeah.
On that note, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. We're here to change your perspective.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all know next episode is relationship with us.
Relationship internally.
Internally, that inner relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Pending
name.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Either way,
Yeah.
we love you. Thank you for tuning in. You know, every Wednesday we're gonna come out with another episode for your head top. We love you. We're praying for you. And we're proud of you. Y'all know what it is. Perspective Pod.
Yeah.
Right.